Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy Agatha Christie, zło, które żyje pod słońcem. Moi drodzy, rozpoczynamy nowy dzień, mamy dokładnie popołudnie, a więc spójrzmy do naszego dziennika, jakie mamy zadania do wykonania. Okej, widzę, że na tą chwilę nie mamy żadnych zadań, które byśmy mogli wykonać. Dlatego obstawiam, że po raz kolejny musimy rozejrzeć się po okolicy. Przed chwileczką też porozmawialiśmy sobie z pokojówką. Dobra, może zaczniemy od tego, że wyjdziemy na balkony. Czy ja teraz będę mógł do którychś z tych balkonów wejść? Okej, mogę się rozejrzeć po pomieszczeniach. Tylko za nic w świecie nie mam zielonego pojęcia, kto zamieszkuje ten pokój.
From the looks of these betting receipts, the major is his bookmaker's best and unluckiest customer.
Aha, czyli znajdujemy się w pokoju majora.
I think this room belongs to Major Barry.
Mamy jakąś walizkę.
One of those straps on the suitcase might come in handy.
Który pasek? Ja tak naprawdę w ekwipunku nie mam nic, czym bym mógł ten pasek odciąć.
One of those...
Więc obstawiam, że chyba na tą chwilę nic nie mogę tutaj zrobić. No bo widzę, że ta szafa nie jest klikalna. Na łóżko mogę spojrzeć tylko i wyłącznie na walizkę. O, co ciekawe, ja mogę teraz normalnie wychodzić tymi drzwiami.
The door, it...
Albo i nie.
latched.
Być może drzwi od zewnątrz są pozamykane, a od wewnątrz mogę je otworzyć. Dobra, coś my tutaj mamy. Są nożyczki. Jest też jakaś szmatka, mamy szczotę, wiadra nie mogę wziąć. Jeszcze wziąłem jakieś detergenty. Okej.
No.
Dobra, zobaczmy, czy teraz będę mógł wejść do pokoju majora tymi drzwiami.
The door, it is...
Jednak jest zamknięte, czyli po raz kolejny muszę wejść do swojego pokoju, wyjść na balkon i przejść na prawo. Dobra, mam nożyczki, może uda się odciąć ten pasek. Spróbujmy.
Let us hope the major is not as observant as Poirot.
Nie mam pojęcia, do czego może mi się to przydać, ale no ewidentnie widać, że coś tutaj zostało odcięte. My jesteśmy prywatnym detektywem, a tak naprawdę włamujemy się do obcych pokoi. Ja myślę, że to troszeczkę nie w porządku. Dobra, na prawo iść nie mogę, spróbuję wejść do pokoju po lewej stronie. Jest jakaś książka. I obraz z latarnią morską.
A Bible, Poirot.
Not so unlikely a thing to find in the room of a former clergyman.
Revelation 2:20. Thou sufferest that woman, Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Now, why would he have that particular passage open?
Czyli znajdujemy się w pokoju byłego księdza, prawdopodobnie tego, którego spotkaliśmy przy kapliczce.
If I remember correctly, this must be Stephen Lane's room.
Pokój Stephena Lane'a. Mogę wejść do toalety.
Although I am sure that this sight would amuse you, Hastings, Poirot will not engage in such activities for the duration of this tale.
Wiecie co? Wydaje mi się, że to jest nieładnie tak buszować po czyimś pokoju. Co prawda nie widzę tutaj żadnych rzeczy prywatnych oprócz tej Biblii.
No markings on the bottle at all. I will take only two. Perhaps we can determine what they are.
Ale grzebanie w czyjejś apteczce i zabieranie leków.
Mineral oil makes a spiffing.
We will borrow the mineral oil, Hastings. But Poirot has no need of the laxative.
To jest już raczej nie w porządku. Dobra, mamy jakieś tabletki. Nie są podpisane, na co one są, więc nawet nie wiem, gdzie bym mógł ich użyć. Mamy też olej mineralny, pudełko z detergentem.
Hastings.
Dobra. Chyba nic więcej w tym pokoju nie znajdę. Nie będę wychodził drzwiami na korytarz, ale sprawdzę, czy da się przejść do kolejnego pokoju.
The door, it is...
Jednak nie.
No. The door...
Ale mamy jeszcze jedne i drugie drzwi, które możemy obadać.
Quite securely...
Okej. Są kolejne pokoje.
No.
Jest zamknięta, ale z drugiej strony też to jest zastanawiające, nie? Dlaczego ktoś by miał zostawiać otwarty balkon, skoro mieszkamy wszyscy po sąsiedzku?
The door is locked, but I can hear the voices from within. Perhaps we should listen a bit closer, Hastings.
No to tak naprawdę nie wiadomo, komu możemy zaufać, a komu nie. I jest to wiadome, że ktoś może wejść do naszego pokoju.
You had no right to tell that silly little man about the notes.
If you can't take them seriously, someone must.
I rather thought you might have written them.
Me? Why on earth?
If you thought I'd been misbehaving again.
Do you think I can't see why you dragged us down here for a holiday?
Somebody told me about this place. I think it was the Rylands.
Look here, Arlena. I know what you're like. That boy is fond of his wife, really. Must you upset the whole blinking show?
Kenneth, don't let Patrick upset you so. He's a puppy, nothing more.
So you admit that young Redfern is crazy about you?
It's really rather stupid of him. You know, don't you, Ken, that I don't really care for anyone but you.
I think I know you pretty well, Arlena.
No, mamy tutaj, powiedzmy, że kłótnię małżeńską. Czy ona ufa jemu? Czy on ufa jej? No chyba nie do końca.
The door, it is locked tight.
Coś mi się wydaje, że w tym tytule będziemy mieli niejedną zdradę. Okej, mogłem wejść do kolejnego pokoju. RD. Wziąłem jakieś kartki. Czysty papier. I w sumie tylko tyle. Nic już więcej stąd zabrać nie mogę. I pozostał chyba nam ostatni pokój tak naprawdę.
Latched tight.
I tutaj wejść się już nie da. Dobra, tutaj mamy schody w dół, ale z tego co pamiętam, to chyba były też gdzieś schody w górę.
Quite...
Dokładnie w tym miejscu. O,
It is quite a view, Hastings. But I fear my eyesight is not up to the task of making out any items of interest unaided.
weszliśmy na szczyt hotelu. Jesteśmy tak naprawdę w jakimś punkcie obserwacyjnym.
It is quite a...
Ale niczego tutaj nie dostrzegam. Jest jakaś panienka.
Do you observe anything unusual, Madame Castle?
Not yet, I'm thankful to say. Mr. Blatt's sailboat put into Leathercombe Bay a short while ago. I suspect he'll make for the Monkswood before heading back out.
Czego pani wypatruje z takim oddaniem, Madame Castle?
What do you look for so intently, Madame Castle?
U-boats, Mr. Poirot. I have seen them too.
Tak blisko brzegu?
So close to shore?
Oh yes, I suspect there's one out there right now. Watching.
Jesteśmy obserwowani przez uboty. O kurde. Mówiła pani o tym Monsieur Bullatowi?
Have you told this to Monsieur Blatt?
Yes, I did. He laughed at me and said they were not likely to waste a torpedo on his tiny sailboat.
He has their point there.
Czym jest kaptur mnicha?
What is the Monk's Hood?
The only pub still open between here and Kingsbridge. Albert Bagley runs it.
Kto ma klucz do kryjówki przemytnika?
Who has the key to the smuggler's end?
Colonel Weston took charge of it when they closed up.
Colonel Weston? But he is an old friend of mine.
He's set up shop in the police station.
But is he not the chief constable for the entire district?
Yes, but he runs the home guard for this area. He's overseeing the coastal evacuations. We used to have a local constable, but after evacuations got underway, he was transferred to Modbury.
Mogę pożyczyć lornetkę?
May I borrow your binoculars?
I need them, Mr. Poirot. I promised Colonel Weston I'd keep watch.
Surely no attack will come during the afternoon?
Why do you want binoculars?
Chcę pooglądać nóżyki w ptasiej ostoi. Pomogę wypatrywać ubotów. Au revoir, madame.
To help in the watch for U-boats.
Well, I do have other duties to attend to. I mark any sightings on the calendar in my office. If you would do the same, I then pass on the information to Colonel Weston.
But of course.
And if you wouldn't mind doing me one small personal favor.
I would be happy to assist you, madame.
If you would return this book to the lending library, I'd think that a very fair trade.
I shall do as you ask.
Here you are, then. I'll be off.
Czyli mamy nowe zadanko. Musimy udać się do biblioteki. Przy okazji udało nam się pożyczyć lornetkę.
I will not do that. Pardon, Hastings. These are the binoculars, most splendid. But I cannot see anything of particular interest here.
Faktycznie mamy tutaj do czynienia z jakąś łodzią podwodną. Ale kto w takim razie nas obserwuje?
These are the binoculars, most splendid. But I cannot see anything of particular interest here.
Okej, chyba obejrzeliśmy sobie całą okolicę. Dobra, pora zejść w dół. Wiemy, że jakiś gościu sobie żegluje i wiemy, że są tutaj uboty. A my znajdujemy się w recepcji. Dobra, sprawdźmy, czy dyrektorka sobie gdzieś poszła. Nie ma jej. Więc spokojnie mogę obejrzeć jej biurko. O, mamy też sejf. Kluczyk. Sierpień. Mamy też jakąś rozpiskę. Niedziela, poniedziałek, wtorek, środa, czwartek, piątek, sobota. Czyli obstawiam, że dzisiaj mamy niedzielę, 24 sierpnia.
A bust of somebody named Tom Cutter. Never heard of him.
A czy to nie o nim tutaj chodzą legendy?
The felt on the bottom appears to be loose.
Coś my tutaj mamy? Jakiś materiał zielony?
Fascinating.
A plate with a keyhole in it.
O, my przed chwileczką kluczyk wzięliśmy.
Another key. One could hardly call this bust a bust at all. Wouldn't you say, Poirot?
A welcome appearance by the most elusive rarity, the wit of the British.
Right. No need for barbs, old man.
Mamy złoty kluczyk w ekwipunku. Być może kluczyk do którejś z tych szuflad. Chociaż nie. Mamy mapę hotelu. Tylko nie mam zielonego pojęcia, w jaki sposób miałbym się jej przyjrzeć. Chyba że muszę skierować na Poirot?
Oh, that does not make sense.
To nie ma sensu. No dobra, w porządku.
A solidly built safe that
Wygląda tak, jakby ten kluczyk złoty, który wzięliśmy, pasował do tego sejfu.
the safe it opened effortlessly. It must see frequent use.
Co my tutaj mamy?
A common enough oil lantern used for signaling.
We will leave it for the present, Hastings.
These codes aren't standard Morse. I don't like the look of them at all. Good God, Poirot. That's a German two-way radio. I think we'd better have a talk with that castle woman.
No. Make a note of the codes. But we must not remove anything or mention our discovery, Hastings. I agree something is not right, but let us rest and see what occurs with her.
Mamy tutaj uboty, mamy niemiecką radiostację, jakieś dziwne kody. Nie podoba mi się to. Czyżby pani dyrektorka była tutaj jakimś szpiegiem? Bo chyba nic już więcej tutaj zrobić nie mogę, nie? W tym pomieszczonku. Biurko sobie obadaliśmy, safe sobie obadaliśmy. Mamy też kilka nowych elementów w ekwipunku. Wyjdźmy na zewnątrz. Tutaj mamy wyjście całkowicie z hotelu. A mnie interesuje ten korytarz, który był tutaj dalej. Dokładnie to miejsce. Mamy bar. Ale nie ma barmana. Za to możemy wziąć jakiś szpikulec. Prawdopodobnie do lodu. Szpikulec do lodu, dokładnie.
A beautiful piano, but it's role in our story.
Szkoda, że nie możemy zagrać. I tutaj mamy wyjście z hotelu. No dobra. Znowu mogę kogoś podsłuchać.
Kenneth, if I say something to you that is probably outrageously impertinent, will you never speak to me again?
I don't think I'd ever regard anything you say to me as impertinent.
Why don't you divorce Arlena? She's pretty notorious.
You don't understand, my dear girl.
Are you so frightfully fond of her?
It's not a question of that.
Arlena's not good for Linda, nor for you.
Perhaps. But you see, I gave my word. Marriage is a vow, Rosa. I'm sick of quick marriage and easy divorce. Arlena's my wife. That's all there is to it.
Till death do you part?
Yes. Till death do us part.
I see.
Kim jest ta kobieta, dopóki śmierć was nie rozłączy? Arleta dostaje jakieś pogróżki listami. Może to jest jej sprawka?
No, we have heard all we can here, Hastings.
Tylko gdybym jeszcze wiedział, jak oni wszyscy mają na imię i mi się to nie myliło. Ale spokojnie, później zapamiętam. Dobra, mamy kort tenisowy. Piłeczka. Która trafiła do mojego ekwipunku. Nigdy nie widziałem zielonej piłki. A nie, dobra. Wszystkie piłki tenisowe są zielone. Nie wiem, dlaczego kojarzyły mi się z białym kolorem. Ale to pewnie chodziło o golfa. Znowu mogę kogoś podsłuchać.
Did you know that woman was going to be here?
Look, Christine, I don't know what's come over you.
Over me? Oh, Patrick, you insisted so on coming here. You knew Mrs. Marshall was going to be here. You're infatuated with her.
For God's sake, Christine, don't make a fool of yourself.
We've been so happy.
We are happy. But we shan't go on being happy if I can't even speak to another woman without you kicking up a row.
You're in love with her.
Don't be ridiculous. Come on, let's go back to the hotel.
I'm climbing down to Cutter's Cove. You can come if you like.
This isn't good.
No, my friend. Yet there is nothing we can do. Events will take their course.
No tak jak mówiłem, no hotel zdrad. To by mógł być jakiś reality show. Jedno małżeństwo, drugie małżeństwo, wszyscy siebie zdradzają, grożą śmiercią. Typowe dla Herkulesa Poirot.
What do you think you're playing at?
Poirot, he goes for the afternoon constitutional. Nothing more.
Poirot, you say? The detective?
The very same?
I'm Patrick Redfern. My wife, Christine, and I. You down here on a case?
No. Merely the holiday. Oh, you are on holiday as well?
That's right. I'm an estate agent. Always hard on the housing market. So we took a few days off.
War is hard on many things.
That's true enough.
Jak panu się podoba Wyspa Przemytników?
How do you like Seadrift Island?
I think it's grand, actually. The weather has been cooperating and the swimming is first rate. I used to spend most of my time as a boy exploring this coast long before there was a hotel here.
Zauważyłem wcześniej, że cieszy się pan przyjaźnią Arleny Marshall.
I observed earlier you enjoy their friendship with Arleny Marshall.
Oh, she's just an acquaintance Christine and I made up in London.
Quite the coincidence, all of you turning up here.
Yes, rather.
What was it like here when you were a boy?
Just the smugglers and pub, all shut up, here on the island, and Cutter's Cave, of course.
Cutter's Cave?
It's behind some rocks down in Cutter's Cove there. You haven't explored it?
No. The ladder? It is safe?
The metal one sounds enough. You can also row around from the bathing beach if you like.
And Mrs. Redfern, does she share your enthusiasm?
Yes, she's enjoying her sketching immensely. She's quite good at it too. If you'll excuse me, Mr. Poirot, I'm going to wait on the deck for my wife.
A czy to nie tego gościa widzieliśmy i tą panią Arlette, którzy pływali w poprzednim odcinku i się całowali? Nie wiem, tak mi się przynajmniej wydaje.
An older ladder that has collapsed? I wonder if any...
No powiem tak, z czasem rozgrywki wszystkiego się dowiemy.
Good afternoon, Madame Gardner.
Hello, Mr. Poirot.
May I join you?
I should like the company. Thank you.
To przepiękny szal.
That is a very beautiful shawl.
Oh, thank you. It seems as I've been working on it for ages.
You enjoy the knitting?
Oh, yes. Oakley has his coins. I have this. There. Finished.
Oh, you are very skilled.
Monsieur Gardner chyba jest za młody na emeryta.
Monsieur Gardner seems young to be already retired.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Poirot, retirement chose Oakley. He did not choose it.
A financial misfortune.
Yes. You recall his mentioning the theatre he used to manage?
Bien, sir.
He was the owner as well. The theatre had not been doing well. Oakley hit on the idea of paying a great deal of money, more than he could afford to lose, to attract a major star to perform there. She took the money and claimed illness. The show was cancelled. There was nothing for it but to close. We live off his army pension and a bit I've put away.
What brought you to Seadrift Island, Madame Gardner?
Oh my goodness!
What is it?
Our anniversary is today. Our 29th anniversary, and I had forgotten it. Oh, I have nothing to give him.
Perhaps that shawl? I have often found them of great value, fending off the cold of a winter evening.
Oakley wouldn't be caught dead in a shawl. And I have no time to knitting anything else.
I see.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, I know he'd give me my present at dinner. What shall I do?
Allow Poirot to assist you. I will find a suitable gift.
If you could do that, this shawl is yours. I'd better get back to the hotel. I want to be ready for dinner.
Jak można zapomnieć o rocznicy?
Poirot, there is too much going on to bother ourselves with this.
Au contraire, my friend. It does not hurt to help others in need. And that is a shawl I would prize.
Dobra, mamy też kilka nowych zadań. Zwróć książkę Hilary do wypożyczalni. Znajdź upominek rocznicowy. No nie wiem, ja mam kilka elementów w ekwipunku, ale czy coś się nadaje na upominek? Ewentualnie mogę dać tą pustą butelkę. Nie no, żartuję. No będziemy się rozglądać i szukać. Teraz chyba będę mógł wejść do kącika gospodarczego. Rozejrzyjmy się, coś mogę zabrać.
Boat varnish. Poirot, open the lid.
If I get any of this boat varnish on my clothes, you will pay the cleaning bills? Alas, it is stuck fast. I cannot open it.
Wziąłem też wiosło.
I will take the float, Hastings, but do not expect Poirot to paddle around the sea on it.
Wziąłem stare drzwi. I już nic więcej zabrać nie mogę. Mój ekwipunek naprawdę się dość sporo powiększył. Deska do pływania, drewniane wiosło, butelka po kostu skut niczego, cokolwiek to jest. Dajcie znać w komentarzu, bo ja nie mam zielonego pojęcia. Dobra, obeszłem sobie cały hotel dookoła.
I did not mean to frighten you, Major Barry.
What? Frightened me? A man with 20 years of service to Her Majesty on the frontier? Rubbish!
Ty, nawet gościu ze mną nie pogadał.
That fellow is up to something, Poirot. Mark my words.
Something or someone had certainly captured his interest.
Z tego co mówili, to major lubi podglądać kobiety. Ha, już wiemy dlaczego tutaj stał.
Madame Marshall?
This island is too small. There is nowhere to hide.
If you wish it, I will withdraw.
No, never mind. The famous detective, I believe.
I am at your service, madame.
Are you indeed? That's uncommonly good of you. I understand Kenneth told you about the notes I've received.
I think you should take these notes seriously, madame.
You may be right.
You have had the change of heart, then?
You could say that.
In order to help you, I must ask of you some questions.
Impertinent questions, I should think.
Necessary questions.
Very well, then.
Czy to pan Marshall namówił panią na rozmowę ze mną?
Was it Mr. Marshall who made you decide to speak with me?
Kenneth? No, of course not.
What was it, then?
I've received another threat. Here it is. The day of your punishment is at hand. It sounds rather like things are coming to a head, doesn't it?
I would say so, yes.
Zna pani kogoś, kto życzyłby pani źle?
Do you know of anyone who might wish you harm?
I'm rich, beautiful, and famous. There's a certain delight in those who are not rich or beautiful or famous when someone like me makes a misstep or suffers some tragedy. The newspapers and film magazines thrive on stories of the high and mighty brought low.
All that you say may be true. Yet these notes do not sound as if they were written from jealousy. The underlying emotion feels to me different.
Hatred?
Exact.
It's no secret I get on with men, Monsieur Poirot. I like men. Men like me. Not so the women. If I were to suspect anyone, it would be a woman who believed I had wronged her in some way.
A name would be helpful.
Possibly. But that is all I'm going to say.
Czy ktoś na wyspie wzbudził pani podejrzenia?
Has anyone here on the island aroused your suspicions?
No, not a soul.
This surprises me. I thought actors were keen observers of the human nature.
Do not confuse lack of observation with lack of interest, Monsieur Poirot.
Is there nothing you can tell me that would assist me in helping you?
Tell me this. Are you certain the notes mean my life is in danger?
No, madame, I am.
Oh, come now, Poirot. Isn't it obvious?
No, Hastings. Nothing is obvious.
I agree with you. Good day.
Dobrego dnia, panienko. Kolejne listy z pogróżkami. Major ją podglądał. A może to major jej wysyła te pogróżki? Kurde, ciężko stwierdzić. Dobra, ale chciałem sobie obadać jeszcze pewną okolicę. Dokładnie okolicę klasztoru, bo tam jeszcze nie byliśmy. Ale czy coś się tutaj zmieniło? Nie.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, this is a splendid blind. The birds practically walk right up to me.
I am pleased you find it adequate, Mademoiselle Marshall.
But there's something wrong. Look at that one on the rock nearest the shore. What is on it, Mr. Poirot?
It looks like oil, Poirot. Maybe from a leaky boat engine. It'll kill the bird, I'm afraid.
Mademoiselle, it is oil I fear. Very bad for living things.
Oh, please, please, Mr. Poirot. We must try to save it.
Hastings? I am out of my depth here.
I'm afraid I am too, old man. Maybe there's someone in the village who could help us?
Biedny ptak.
The bird is close enough you could trap the bird with a fishnet without getting your feet wet.
We do not have the fishnet.
Nie mamy podbieraka, mamy za to wiosło. Gdyby udało nam się zdobyć jakąś siatkę, moglibyśmy zrobić tutaj prowizoryczny podbierak.
No more can be...
Dobra, nie będziemy jej przeszkadzać. Wróćmy się zatem z powrotem pod hotel. O!
Bonjour, Monsieur Gardner. Have you lost something?
What? Oh, hello, Mr. Poirot. Lost something? No. Just looking at the grass.
Z wielkim przejęciem pan ją ogląda.
You look at the grass with great intensity.
Nothing wrong in that, I hope. My hobby could be gardening, like my name.
It could be, that is true. But you have already told me your hobby is collecting rare coins.
I did I? Well, it's true.
My mamy jakieś monety w ekwipunku. Piękny stąd widok.
A wonderful view from this spot.
Yes, I'm told Tom Cutter spent long hours up here, watching the sea for ships that might run aground.
What brings you and the charming Mrs. Gardner to Seadrift Island?
Whim, I think. I don't quite recollect. No, that's not it. Oh, my God.
What is it?
Why did we come here? We came here... Good God, man. Today is our anniversary. August 24th, 29th anniversary. Now you've completely forgotten. What am I going to do? If I try to sneak into time, she'll know. She'll know I forgot.
Do not concern yourself, my friend. I, Hercule Poirot, will undertake this mission for you. And Mrs. Gardner will be none the wiser.
That's very decent of you, Mr. Poirot. What can I do in return? Just repaying you doesn't seem enough.
Huh? Possibly tell me the truth about why you came to Seadrift Island.
I expect you've already guessed, but if you can find Carrie a present, I'll be happy to share all I know.
Eh bien, no time must be lost. What shall I purchase for her?
Why, I don't know. Use your own discretion. No frilly undergarments, though. That wouldn't do. I need to alert the cook. We'll want a little cake and champagne.
W porządku, damy się do knajpy i porozmawiamy z barmanem. A co mi możesz pan powiedzieć o tych monetach?
Does nothing strike you as odd about what you're doing?
Czyli nic. Teoretycznie zastanawiam się, gdzie jest biblioteczka, bo chciałbym zwrócić książkę. Tutaj nikogo nie ma. Przejść dalej nie mogę. Barmana też nie ma. Chyba że... ja mogę udać się teraz tam. W sensie, wiecie, do tej knajpy tam na zewnątrz, tutaj na dole.
The door, it is locked tight.
Te drzwi są zamknięte.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Tak, w istocie.
Yes, please?
On me way.
Czyli ja będę mógł się teraz przemieszczać z lokacji do lokacji. To jest taki nie byle jaki stateczek. To jest taki z kołami. Wygląda trochę jak wagon kolejowy.
I expect you've heard about our ghost, the smuggler Tom Cutter. He used to bring in his goods to the cove on Seadrift Island they now call Cutter's Cove. And he was regular at the pub on the island. That's where he met his end, they say, hung by agents of the crown. There'll be those who say he was shot or drowned. But my old gaffer knew the story, and he swore they strung old Tom up from the hotel side.
Naprawa maszyn. Halo, dzień dobry.
Ready to head back to the island, Mr. Poirot?
Not quite yet.
I know we haven't been properly introduced, but I'm Will Jenks, and I've heard you're a famous detective.
I am the detective, it is true. But famous? No. That is something of an exaggeration.
Steady on, old boy.
Bah! Hastings, you caution me against braggadocio, so I display modesty, and still you find fault.
It's my young lady, Gladys. Maybe you've seen her at the Smuggler's Rest?
Bien sûr, szczęściarz z pana, młodzieńcze.
Bien, you are a lucky young man.
I do know that, Mr. Poirot. Not many girls in these parts can hold a candle to my Gladys, but lately she's been very distant to me.
She is of the opinion that you are seeing someone else.
But that's nonsense.
Someone she called only the slip of a girl?
But who? She means that Marshall girl what arrived a few days ago. She's been following me about ever since I first took him across on the sea tractor.
Czy w jakiś sposób ją pan do tego zachęcał?
Have you encouraged Madame Marshall?
I should hope not. Why, she's just a kid. She'd be in school if she wasn't tossed out of that posh girls' school of hers.
In some ways, yes. Perhaps she is, as you say, still the kid. In others, who can tell?
Dokąd za panem chodziła?
Where has she followed you?
She'll call for the sea tractor. I'll bring her across. Then she'll want to go right back to the island again. Then she's always hanging about the garage here. I think she may be a thief too.
What makes you say that?
Well, my shovel's gone missing, hasn't it? And I first noticed it was gone right after one of her visits here. You believe me, don't you, Mr. Poirot?
Yes, but it is not important that I believe you. It is Gladys who must believe.
I'll wring that Linda Marshall's neck for her.
I will have the talk with Mademoiselle Marshall. In the meantime, there will be no wringing of the necks. Promise me.
I promise.
I will not attempt to pilot the motor car. There is no need to leave Lettercombe to solve the crime.
I should be able to drive wherever I like.
Nie chcę pojechać, chcę się rozejrzeć.
Hands off me tools. Hands off me tools.
Dobra, nie możemy wziąć śrubokręta, klucza francuskiego i pilnika. Dopóki ten gościu tutaj jest.
The village is practically abandoned.
Dobra, my szukamy biblioteki. O, to chyba tutaj.
Yes? Did I keep you waiting?
I'm afraid I'm not myself today. I'm ever so distracted trying to solve this mystery.
A mystery? Sounds promising.
What is the nature of your mystery, madame?
Several letters have gone missing over the past few days. I can't understand it. I'm terribly conscientious with the post, I promise you. Someone must be stealing them.
Were the letters valuable?
No. They were important to my customers who were expecting them, perhaps, but none contained money or anything like that. Still, my customers are complaining and I'm at a loss to explain it.
Rozumiem. Czy to tutaj muszę oddać tą książkę?
I confess that your logic, it escapes me.
Chyba jednak nie tutaj.
You can borrow that if you like.
Coś zabrałem. Mamy łopatkę. Są jakieś cukierasy, jakieś inne próbówki.
I'm sorry, sir. You mustn't touch that. I use the test tubes to test for chemicals and to make up the various solutions and powders I dispense by prescription.
It is a shame.
Czyli mamy tutaj do czynienia z aptekarą. A może pani mi powie, do czego służą te tabletki?
Oh, that does not make sense.
Jednak nie.
May I help you, sir?
Zwracam książkę pani Castle.
I am returning a book for Mrs. Castle.
Oh, Love's Captive by Mrs. Arabella Richardson. I've read that one. It's a classic.
How anyone can call that rot a classic is beyond me.
I agree, Hastings, but we should not judge.
You're right, of course, old man. Not everyone can appreciate true classics like Rough Shooting or By Motor Across Asia.
Czy ma pani jakieś książki, które mogłyby się nadać na rocznicowy prezent dla żony?
Do you have any books suitable as an anniversary present for a wife?
To purchase, you mean, sir? Not many. Let me see. Tell me about your wife, sir. Are you interested in spicing up your relationship a tittle?
No. No spice is needed.
Lady Chatterley's lover is right out, then. What else? Is she fond of murder, sir?
I should hope not.
Too bad. Murder's very popular.
Lucky for you, Poirot. Shouldn't like to see you out of a job.
Keep searching, if you please.
I don't suppose she knits.
But of course she knits. Very much she knits.
Here's a brand new book we just got in. Easy French Knitting Patterns by Eugenie Blossieri. 1 and 6, please.
Huh? £1.06?
Colour illustrations cost a bit more. Thank you for your business, sir.
Au revoir, madame.
Jeden prezent mamy z głowy.
How may I be of service, sir?
I would like to send a telegram.
Of course, sir. Please just fill out one of those forms on the counter.
Ale zobaczcie, jaki śmieszny koteł.
Madame, what is the name of this creature?
That's my Chloe. Isn't she a cutiekins?
Delightful.
Do Funkinisnowie, nowy bank handlowy, Londyn. Nie wysyłaj telegramu.
Thank you, sir. I'll...
Po co my to wysyłamy? Nie mam zielonego pojęcia. W każdym bądź razie jedno zadanko mamy odznaczone. Są jakieś broszurki. Broszura o kościele świętego Patryka.
The door? It is boarded up. They must have evacuated.
Piesek.
Look at the size of that brute. A life ring, boy. Very handy if the pub should...
Dobra, widzę, że piesek jest dosyć agresywny. Nie będziemy go głaskać.
Like to try your hand at a game of darts?
No merci.
Maybe later then.
Perhaps.
Czy ten straszny pies należy do pana?
Does that formidable dog belong to you?
Yes, that's Baskerville. I've had him since he was a small... well, he was never that small.
Baskerville. Czy to nie jest nawiązanie do Sherlock Holmes i pies Baskervillów? Chyba tak to się nazywa, nie? Mało dziś klientów.
Not many customers today.
What can you expect? Most of the town has been evacuated. And very few tourists turn up these days.
Lubi pan grę w rzutki?
You enjoy the playing of the darts?
Darts is my game, right enough. It's been a tradition in these parts for centuries. Did you know the famous smuggler Tom Cutter was an expert dartsman?
No, I did not.
Struth. He played at the smuggler's end almost every night when he wasn't out at sea. A masterful player was old Tom. They say he scored more ton 80s than anyone before or since.
Ton 80s, Hastings.
The highest possible score in a single throw, Poirot. 3 darts, all inside the inner narrow ring of the 20 wedge.
Nie znam się w lotki, nigdy nie grałem, aczkolwiek pograłbym. Mniemam, że Baskerville jest wybornym psem stróżującym.
I trust Baskerville is the excellent watchdog.
Oh, hey. We have never had any trouble in here since Baskerville's come of age. Can't trade him to do anything, of course. But with Baskerville, growling works a treat.
No tak, robi wrażenie. Czy Baskerville ugryzł kogoś kiedykolwiek?
Has Baskerville ever bitten anyone?
Well, doesn't need to, does he? All he has to do is growl.
Na nas też warczał. Czy widział pan kiedykolwiek ducha Toma Cuttera?
Have you ever seen Tom Cutter's ghost?
No, but I've heard of them that has. If I was lucky enough to meet up with a ghost, I'd challenge him to a game of darts.
And how did he die?
He was hanged by the excise men from the Smuggler's End sign. It's said he walks again every year on the anniversary of his death.
And on what day did he die?
August 24th, that's right. Tonight is the anniversary of Tom Cutter's murder.
Monsieur Cutter lived at the Smuggler's End?
Hey, it was the only lodging on the island until the hotel was built a few years ago.
No cóż za zbieg okoliczności, że dzisiaj jest 24 sierpnia i pewnie będziemy mieli okazję zobaczyć ducha Toma Cuttera. O ile w ogóle to będzie faktycznie prawdziwy duch. Wie pan coś o skarbie Toma Cuttera?
Do you know anything of Tom Cutter's treasure?
A lot of folk have looked high and low for the treasure, but no one's found so much as a farthing in all these years.
Thank you for the conversation, my friend.
Stop in any time. Maybe we can have a darts match.
Może innym razem. Dobra. Tu nic nie ma. Tu nic nie ma.
Bonjour, Colonel Weston.
Poirot, my old friend, what brings you to Leathercombe Bay?
A short trip to the seaside to replenish their little grey cells.
You stopping at the Smuggler's Rest? Damn shame, old man. I expect to get orders to close up the hotel any day now. This is one of the last coastal areas to be evacuated.
Dowodzisz obroną cywilną?
You're in charge of the Home Guard?
Yes, I've set up camp in the Leathercombe Bay police station now that their constables left for Modbury to help there.
Niebezpieczne czasy, pułkowniku.
Dangerous times, Colonel.
Indeed. I have spotters up and down the stretch of coastline. We've had several sightings of U-boats quite close to shore this month alone.
Mon Dieu! When?
Let's see. August 5th, the 13th, the 16th, and again just last night, the 23rd.
Poirot, those dates don't match at all with Mrs. Castle's calendar.
It is true what you say, Hastings.
Czyli ona obserwuje kiedy indziej i on obserwuje kiedy indziej. W sensie dostaje informacje. Ciekawe. Zauważyłeś w okolicy jakieś podejrzane indywidua?
Have you noticed any suspicious characters about?
Any stranger is suspicious these days. Did you have someone specifically in mind?
I came upon a man who called himself North. He seemed to be trying to gain entry to the Smuggler's End pub.
I have the only key. If he's that thirsty, he'll have to come over here to the mainland or break in. I'll keep a lookout for him. If you could get me a picture, I could send it off to Scotland Yard and see if they can come up with anything.
May I borrow the key to the Smuggler's End? I would like to see if I can discover what interests him.
Be my guest. Regular law enforcement stretched pretty thin these days.
Czy to twój stetoskop?
Is that your stethoscope?
Belongs to Dr. Neasden, a local coroner. He left it here last night. I was going to return it to him.
Say, that would work a treat if we wanted to listen at doors.
May I borrow it?
Practicing medicine without a license, Poirot.
It may be useful. One never knows.
You're welcome to it. I'm sure Neasden has others.
Do you have the file of the Millie Parsons murder case?
Yes, at my office in Kingsbridge. A bad business. I'll have it sent over this afternoon.
Many thanks, Colonel.
All right, Poirot. We've known each other a good many years. You need a stethoscope and the key to the pub? You'll forgive my saying so, but this sounds like a busman's holiday to me. If you are onto something, don't you think you'd better share?
My friend, I have only the suspicions. But yes, I think there may be some cloud hanging over Seadrift Island. A number of items have gone missing. There is tension in the air. It was never my intention to take on a case here. But now my visit may have become what you say, the busman's holiday.
Well, let me know if you uncover any serious evidence of a crime. I'll be here in Leathercombe Bay tomorrow if you need me.
Many thanks, my friend.
I'm off now, over to Kingsbridge for a district guard meeting.
Farewell.
Udało nam się zdobyć kilka fajnych zabawek, które przydadzą się na pewno w naszym śledztwie.
A regulation dartboard.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hello, a new face. Join me, sir. Blatt's the name. Horace Blatt.
Hercules Poirot.
Hairdresser, are ya?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I dunno. Something about your manner.
I am not a dresser of hairs. I am a detective.
A detective?
Oui, it is true. I arrived only last night.
Czy to pan jest tym zapalonym żeglarzem, Monsieur Blatt?
You are the avid sailor, Monsieur Blatt.
Used to sail quite a bit as a boy. Not this part of the world. Off the east coast. I could have a first-rate yacht if I liked, but somehow I don't really fancy it. Much rather muck about in that little yawl of mine.
You would rather do the sailing yourself, perhaps? Rather than a crew?
Got it in one, Monsieur Poirot. I like being in control, I suppose. Feeling the boat respond as I put her through her courses. Same with business too, come to think of it. Made me what I am today. You've heard of Blatt's Hardware, I'm sure.
I may have.
Biggest concern of its kind in London.
Nieczęsto spotyka się żaglówkę z czerwonym żaglem.
It is not often one sees their sailboat with a red sail.
Oh, I like a bit of change. No harm in it, I suppose.
None at all.
Co pana sprowadza na Wyspę Przemytników?
What brings you to Seadrift Island?
Don't really know why I came here. I suppose it sounded romantic. Smuggler's Rest. Makes you think of when you were a boy. Pirates, smuggling, all that.
Co pan sądzi o naszych współgościach?
What do you think of our fellow guests?
Mostly a dried up lot of sticks if you ask me. That Mrs. Marshall. She's the only lively one in the place. I should think Marshall's got his hands full with her. Oh, Redfern's all right too, I guess. He's been out once or twice with me in my yawl. Can't get hold of him now, always hanging about Mrs. Marshall. Afraid I have to run over to Kingsbridge.
You will sail no more this afternoon?
I think not. Saw a bank of fog sitting off the coast when I was out before. Expect it'll roll in before evening. Wouldn't want to get caught in it along this coast. Good day to you, Monsieur Poirot.
Now, why should the fact that you're a detective get his wind up? Poirot!
Hairdresser?
Poirot się zawiesił. No mógłby być fryzjerem. Albo barberem. Ma fajnego wąsika. Dobra, mamy kolejne drzwi, do których będziemy mogli wejść. Ale moi drodzy, ja myślę, że w tym miejscu zakończymy ten odcineczek. Myślę, że jest to odpowiedni moment. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek wam się podobał. Dzięki wielkie za uwagę. Trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia. Hej!